Today's maintenance is going to be about changing the impeller on my 200 Yamaha Outboard. It is time ready to change it, and I'm also going to show you how it's done. That way you can save some money by not taking it to the dealer. And I got genuine parts from Yamaha. I wouldn't trust any other parts for my brand new motor, and I don't want to use any other brands of parts out there to change the impeller. And this is all you're going to need for changing the impeller, all the parts, and I will place the link in the description below. After this video you can check it out. All right, before starting anything, got to make sure the boat is in neutral. It cannot be in forward or backwards, so make sure it's neutral. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the propeller out to reduce weight on the outdrive here, so that way it's easier to maneuver the outdrive. Now what we have to do is remove 3 of these bolts, and back over here there's also 3 here that we have to remove. Then I'm going to show you where there's other bolts. I took the 6 bolts out of the outdrive. Now we're going to tilt the engine a little bit. So now it's time to remove the anode, and this is how we're going to remove the anode through here. There's a bolt in there, 12mm. And before you remove it, make sure the alignment is in 1 notch here, or wherever your boat has it from factory. This is your anode, and this one I changed it not too long ago. And this is the last bolt you have to remove to get your outdrive out. This one right there. And be careful because it might fall on you, but usually it doesn't. You have to wiggle it and take it out. There it is. Here's the bolt. It's different from the other ones, so we have to put this on side because this is the different one. Clean this up, that way I don't get any grease on me. Now we're going to take it off. We're going to hit it a little bit, play with it a little bit, and be careful because it might fall down real fast on you. There we go. It's coming out. Now just pull it out straight. There it is. It's out. So what I did here is that I placed the outdrive between a couple of boxes, put some cloth around it, that way it doesn't get scratched up. And now we're going to take the pump area, and you see how this is all getting rusted. I'm going to lubricate all this here, so that way to prevent from rusting in the future. Now we have to take these 4 bolts out. Now that I have taken all the bolts out, just gonna lift it up slowly. Sometimes you need to help it, but sometimes it comes out easy. Here it is. There it is, it's out. Okay, inspect it. This is the seal we're gonna change from the kit, and also another seal here. This seal, this gasket goes inside here, but we're gonna replace both of them. The kit brings both of them. Now we're going to remove this housing here. There it is. It's coming right out. All right. Inspect. We're also going to replace this, but we're going to inspect this one, see if there's any problems. Everything looks good, so there was no need to change it, but I got a new one anyway, so I'm going to change it. Something very important is when we put back the impeller, we have to put it the same rotation, and I'll show you how to do that. So be careful with this, not to move it. This is your reverse and forward. Don't move that, because then later you're gonna have problems. So make sure you don't move this, and be careful you don't break this either. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a socket there, just play with it a little bit, turn it around, try to get it out little by little bit. It should come out. All right, it's almost out. It's a little difficult to take this out, but once you pry it a little bit, you're gonna get it out. There it is. It's out. Without breaking it, we have taken it out without doing any damage to it. So you can reuse this, but like I say, I already have the kit already. And this one just move like this. This one here has already a cut in between. It's not broken, it's just the way it comes. It's just like that. You can also reuse this one, but I'm gonna put everything brand new from the kit. And here there's some washers that you have to know how to put them back. There's 3 of them. One is wavy and 2 of them are not wavy. Let me show you. You see, one is wavy and the other 2 is just straight washers, and 1 wavy. So put them back in that order. Now we have to take the impeller out. Just pry it very little right here and it should come up. There we go. And also, like I said before, remember the rotation of the impeller. There it is. We're gonna inspect it now. And if you see here, there's a notch right here. You have to remember how to put the impeller because there's a notch right there. You don't see the notch from this side. So you know this is the top. And this will be the bottom since the notch is right there. Look, the impeller here's a little fatigue on it. See right there? Starting to crack a little bit. See that? This engine already has about 140 hours and it was due already for 100 hours. So you can extend it a little bit, depends on your use of the engine, if you use it in dirty waters. So this impeller definitely needed to be changed. You don't want a piece of this impeller cracking off and falling off and go inside your cooling system, because you will have a problem. We're gonna set the impeller aside to know where the rotation was, right back here. Now we need to take out this plate. Shouldn't be difficult. This little notch right here, you don't have to remove it if you don't want. It comes with the kit already, but since it's a little hard to take out and this one's in great conditions, I'm gonna leave it there. Just gonna remove the stainless steel plate here. The reason you want to get a new one is because you see all this wear on it is from the impeller being rubbing on it for so long that you have this uneven here. That's why you don't want to put a brand new impeller here, because this plate is uneven already from the wear from the impeller. So it comes with the kit, the other one too. Now I'm going to remove this gasket. There's also a new gasket with the kit. Very carefully, not to score anywhere. There it is. It's the old one. And as you see, it took a little bit of the paint from factory. Now it's time to inspect this here. There's no oil coming out. Everything looks good here. This is where your gear oil is under here with all the gears. So there's no oil coming out here, which is a great indication that everything is fine. I'm gonna clean here where the other gasket was. All right, everything looks good. Now what I want to do is remove these little pins here. Let's put a little bit of WD-40 on it. I want to try to remove this. We're just going to wiggle it side to side and without damaging the pump area. Look, this we're also going to replace. It comes with the kit. So we're just going to move it side to side to take it out. That way it's loosened up. You'll see how easy it comes out. See? And they're getting a little rusted, so it's better to replace them since they come with the kit already. And we're going to spray a little WD-40 right in that little indentation, so that way it helps it from future rusting there. All right, so I got my full kit here. I got all the gaskets, bolts, plates here, the impeller, everything is here. This is the new gasket. And now we're gonna look for the pins, the stainless steel pins. This is the notch that goes here. I'm not going to change it. I'll save this for later if I ever need it. This is the 2 stainless steel pins that come with the kit. And we're going to put them right here. Just going to tap it with a hammer just a little bit so they can go in. And this is the seals we're going to use for later. So now we're going to install the gasket. Make sure it lines up, because if you put it the other way around, it's not going to fit in perfect. So it has to be done this way. Now we have to get the brand new plate that came with it. And look at the new one. Look at the scoring on it, and this one doesn't have any scoring. It's perfect. So yeah, definitely this is recommended to be changed. So now we're going to put it this way. It fits right there through it. Also, the kit came with brand new bolts. Brand new. So we can go ahead and use those instead of using the old ones. And something very important is to use some anti-seize lubricant on those bolts. Okay, now before we proceed, I clean these out here. Look at that. They're like stuck in here, so definitely, look at that, they're breaking apart. See, this is breaking apart. So definitely this is something that you want to replace. See, very brittle. And I want to put a little bit of lubrication on it. The new gasket. And the gasket now is in place, but don't worry about this area, because when we put this stainless steel housing, it's going to hold it in place. Okay, so now we're gonna have to look at here. There's 3 notches right here, so we have to make sure exactly where it falls into place. There's notches here, you see it right in the back here, and also a little opening right here. This little opening goes right in the middle here. You'll feel it when it falls into place. See, right now it falls into place. That's why I told you not to worry about this piece here, because this is gonna hold the gasket in between here. Now what I want to do is get a little bit of grease and place it here. It helps the impeller on the startup. And also up here in the plate, just a very tiny bit. Now the brand new impeller from Yamaha. Exactly the same one. Exactly the same one. You see the notch here? We're gonna make sure that notch goes right into place. It's just a little difficult to put in. Work it down slowly. And there it is. It's in. So now I'm gonna make sure the notch is right into place where it needs to go. There it is. It's right into place. Perfect. Now you see there's a little oil there for it when it rubs around. Now we're gonna install the 3 stainless steel washers. And now we're going to place this white separator. And now the stainless steel cap. Put a little bit more grease here. That way that gasket stays into place and it doesn't move. Now it's very important to spin the shaft as this propeller goes in, because if it goes the other way around, it's going to be a problem. You see here, I'm going to spin it the same rotation as this one. There it is, it's almost in. Now before I bring it in all the way down, I'm gonna make sure that the seal is in perfect conditions. All right, there it is. You can see the impeller's rotating perfect. Now we're gonna put these bolts in, and they have a little notch here that you can see that it's gonna be in this notch here. Get a little bit of anti-seize. You don't want those bolts in the future having problems taking them out. So put a little bit of anti-seize, just a little dab. And remember, you want to tie this enough, but not too much, because remember, this is plastic. All right, what I do is put a little dab of grease in here inside this opening here, so that way when we get that tube in here that is in the outdrive, has some lubrication in there. Also here, I want to put a little bit around this little tubing here, so it goes in and smooth in there, no problems. And we also want to grease here. This is where your shifting goes. Now we want to put a little bit up here too. This is the shaft that goes into the motor. So we're going to put a little bit of oil there, and I'm going to grease these up here too to avoid some corrosion in the future. Spread that grease around. All right, so now we're going to insert the shaft right through here. Straightforward. I'm going to make sure that everything aligns before we put it in. Here you have to make sure this lines up also. You'll see the plugs right here. They need to line up. And we're going to get some anti-seize. And we're going to place it on this bolt that goes where the anode goes. You see Yamaha already placed something there to protect the bolt. Now that we have placed the anti-seize, we're going to go in here and place this bolt. So remember, very important to place some anti-seize on all your bolts. And now we have to place the anode and also put a little bit of anti-seize where the anode is going to go. And remember the position of the anode where you had it. And we're going to position right here where the notch was, so that way we don't have a problem with that. All right, now we're going to put this plastic rubber here. Now we're going to grease up the shaft again with new oil. And never use the old pin, get a brand new one. Right, so that is a complete process of changing your impeller. And if you want to get the genuine parts from Yamaha, I do have the 2 links in the description below. There is one package that gives you all the parts except that little plastic and the stainless steel washer that I show you. You got to get that separate. Once you get all that, you have all the parts to change your impeller. All right, if you find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you for watching. Navigate safe.